Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lift Parts Warehouse YouTube channel. If your forklift is overheating, losing coolant, or making a grinding or whining noise from the front of the engine, the water pump is often the cause. In this video, we're going to walk through how to replace a forklift water pump the correct way. Let's get started. On most internal combustion forklifts, the water pump is mounted on the front of the engine block beside the radiator and driven by a belt connected to the crankshaft. That belt usually also drives the alternator. The pump circulates coolant through the engine block, cylinder head, and radiator to maintain stable temperatures under load. If you're trying to locate the pump, follow the main radiator hose. That hose connects directly to the water pump housing, making it one of the easiest components to identify once the engine cover or hood is open. Before starting, make sure you have the right hand tools. You'll typically need metric sockets and wrenches in the 10 to 14 millimeter range with an occasional 17 millimeter, along with extensions, a swivel, screwdrivers for hose clamps, a torque wrench, a gasket scraper, a drain pan, and basic cleaning supplies. Power tools are not recommended since water pump housings are often aluminum and can crack or strip if over-torqued. Park the forklift on level ground, lower the forks, set the parking brake, and disconnect the negative battery cable. Place a drain pan under the radiator or the lower hose. Gloves are recommended, and coolant should always be handled and disposed of properly. Start by opening the hood or engine cover to gain full access to the front of the engine. Remove the fan shroud first. This provides working room and prevents accidental contact with the radiator or fan blades. Next, loosen the accessory belt tension. On most forklifts, this is done by loosening the alternator or tensioner adjustment bolt and sliding the belt off the water pump pulley. If the fan is mounted directly to the pulley, remove the fan pulley assembly as a unit. Disconnect the radiator hose connected to the water pump along with any smaller bypass hoses attached to the housing. Coolant will begin draining at this point, which is normal. In many forklift models, the radiator does not need to be removed. Access to the water pump is usually sufficient once the fan and shroud are removed. The water pump is typically secured with 4 to 6 mounting bolts, most commonly in the 10 to 14 millimeter range. One bolt is often located low on the housing and can be easy to miss, so make sure all bolts are fully removed before attempting to pull the pump free. Once the bolts are out, gently break the gasket seal and remove the pump from the engine block. Do not apply excessive force to the sealing surface. If the pump does not come off easily, double check for a hidden bolt before forcing it. After removal, coolant residue and gasket material will remain on the mounting surface. The mating surface on the engine block must be completely cleaned before installing the new pump. Remove all traces of the old gasket and any sealant without gouging or scratching the metal. Aluminum surfaces should be cleaned carefully, as damage to these surfaces can prevent the new gasket from sealing properly. Clean the bolt holes as well. Debris or coolant trapped in the threads can affect torque readings and lead to uneven clamping. Always install the new water pump with a new gasket or O-ring. Never reuse the old gasket. Position the pump against the engine block and hand start all mounting bolts. This ensures proper alignment and prevents cross-threading. Tighten the bolts evenly in stages, working in a crisscross pattern so the pump seats flat against the block. Final tightening should be done with a torque wrench whenever specifications are available. If torque specs are not provided, apply even, moderate torque. Over-tightening can warp the pump housing or crack aluminum castings. Reconnect all hoses and secure them with clamps. Reinstall the fan, pulley, and accessory belt, making sure the belt is properly aligned and tensioned. Incorrect belt tension can cause premature bearing failure in the new pump. Refill the cooling system with the correct coolant type recommended for the engine. Mixing incompatible coolants can cause corrosion and seal damage. After refilling, reconnect the battery and start the engine. Allow it to idle and reach operating temperature while watching for leaks around the pump, hoses, and gasket surface. As the thermostat opens, the coolant level may drop. Top off as needed. Once the engine is warm, shut it down and recheck the coolant level after it cools. Trapped air often escapes during the first heat cycle. Before returning the forklift to service, confirm that the belt is tracking correctly, that no coolant is leaking, and that the engine temperature remains stable under load. Listen for abnormal bearing noise from the pump area during operation. A water pump failure can quickly lead to overheating and serious engine damage. Replacing it correctly with proper surface prep, controlled torque, and correct belt alignment makes all the difference in long-term reliability. When it's time to replace forklift water pumps, gaskets, belts, or other cooling system components, Lift Parts Warehouse carries OEM-grade and aftermarket parts for all major forklift brands, with fast shipping and expert support. Visit liftpartswarehouse.com to get the right parts and keep your forklifts running cool and dependable.